It's that time again. Hello, everybody. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper, and this is the Happy Camper Radio Show, episode 179. Well, folks, it's Thanksgiving week. It's going to be an exciting week for a lot of families, and what comes right after Thanksgiving? It's Black Friday shopping. There's a lot of good deals out there online and in the stores. Is there a camper in your life you're looking to go shopping for? I know you're going to find the perfect gift for them. We'll share some of those ideas with you today and tell you what you need to do to be safe. It's Black Friday shopping on today's edition of Happy Camper Radio.
Happy Camper Radio.
And of course, the Happy Camper Radio Show can be heard all around the world by great listeners, great campers just like yourself. You can find us in the iTunes Store and Stitcher, Podbean, Myra Guide, the BlackBerry Podcast Directory, iHeartRadio, and on Google Play Music. Tell your friends to tune in to Happy Camper Radio today. You can get in touch with us here at the Happy Camper Radio Show by picking up the phone and calling 404-537-2267. That's 404-537-CAMP. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Camp Talker. Add us 2 circles on Google Plus and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to www.happycamperradio.com. That's where you'll find all of our social media icons. You click on any one of them and you'll connect right up with us. And as always, when you're a newcomer to the show, you're a newcomer to social media, we give you a shout out on the program. And I have a few folks I'd like to say hello to right now. They signed up just this past week. First of all, to Bob Wagner of Grand Prairie, Texas, Stacy White Brooks of South Padre Island, Texas. They like us on Facebook. To Betsy of Fort Pierce, Florida. Richard Burns of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And finally, to campingtime.com. They're following us on Twitter this week. Thank you all so very much for joining us. Always a pleasure to have newcomers to the show. More importantly, thank you for being a part of this great Happy Camper Radio family. Want to be a guest on the program? Want to come talk to the Camp Talker himself? All you got to do is get in touch with me, Skip, S-K-I-P, at happycamperradio.com, and we will make that happen. One of the projects I have going on right now at home, and if you've been following us on social media, you'll see some of the pictures I've posted there. I have this classic, old-time 3-burner Coleman camp stove. I remember when this first came out, when I went into the store looking for a new camp stove. I've had my heart set on buying a 2-burner, and there it was on the shelf, this 3-burner stove, and I was just fascinated by it. Not only does it burn on white gas, but also on unleaded gasoline. And I had that stove on many a camping trip. It went all around the country with me. I had some great use out of it, and after a while, I pretty much set it aside. I didn't do anything with it. I graduated to the butane stoves, and I was using them for a very long time. And since I started getting a little more organized with my camping equipment, and I now have a utility building where I have all my equipment stored, I decided to take a second look at that stove. The stove itself is showing a lot of wear, a lot of surface rust, and I haven't fired it up in a very long time. But I thought, wow, it'd be a great idea to go ahead and begin restoring this old stove. Problem being, not all parts are available for this stove. You can't find all the parts you need for it online if you want to actually go ahead and replace all the internal components, because some of the parts are so outdated, you just can't find them anywhere. But I went ahead and started cleaning it up, and I sanded down all the surface rust, and it's been a good project. I've had a lot of fun doing it, and I think I'm going to have that ready to go, hopefully before my next camping trip. And I'm really excited about that. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to go ahead and continue with the liquid gas or maybe convert it over to propane. I'll just have to see how that goes. But it's a great project to be working on in the off season if you're not camping all the time. And if you have something like this, an old piece of equipment, don't toss it away. Consider restoring it and putting it back to use. I'm very old schooled, and if there's old equipment out there that's still usable and I can use it while I'm camping, I'm definitely going to put it to good use. So watch out for more pictures that I'll have posted on social media. It's Black Friday shopping days, and it's just days ahead. Beginning on Black Friday, which typically starts at midnight on Friday. That's when all the deals go online and in the stores, and it's full force shopping at that time all the way up until Christmas. But, a lot of the brick and mortar stores that we used to see open at midnight, they are now opening early, meaning that the Black Friday days are starting, say, a couple hours before Thursday and running all the way through Thanksgiving. In years past, shoppers rarely lined up or even in some cases camped out in front of a store looking for a good Black Friday deal. Black Friday used to put many people in the spirit, and I never went out at midnight or 1 o'clock on Friday to go shopping. But years ago, I remember some folks who did, and I used to follow it in the news media too. In those days, it was very festive. Folks were real happy to be around each other. They were smiling. There was Christmas music blaring through the store. A lot of good deals, a lot of products on the shelves. Nobody was out of anything. You took your time. You had a great time while you were shopping. And a lot of times you got your Christmas shopping out of the way on Friday. And that was it. But as every year goes by, it gets more and more competitive. And times have changed drastically over the years, I hate to say. Businesses are now competing more. Some stores are beginning their Black Friday sales, like we say, on Thursday, maybe even a day or two early. Now, here's the problem I have with that. Employees are denied the opportunity to spend quality time with their families on Thanksgiving because a lot of these stores want to jump in there. They want to get a start in front of everybody else. And they're telling their employees, well, sorry about that. We're going to be open that day. Forget about Thanksgiving with your family. You need to be here on the floor meeting these shoppers, and you need to be in full force, ready to go. I just can't wrap my arms around that, folks. I will not, under any circumstances, go shopping at a store on Thanksgiving Day. It's not going to happen. But I understand why some people want to do it. They want to get out there to avoid the mad rush, and they want to get the best deals possible. If you picked up the ads in the newspaper, and oh heavens, the newspaper comes out Thanksgiving Day, and it is a very heavy newspaper. And it's got all the sales, all the bargains, all the stores are advertising their very best deals, and they want their customers to rush into their stores. Do you remember this in years past? And maybe you were out there when some of these stores were opening up on Black Friday, or maybe in some cases on Thursday. There were hundreds of people outside the door. Some customers were warned ahead of time that they only had a limited supply, and when those doors opened up, there was pushing, there was shoving, there was even fistfights in some cases, some customers grabbing gifts out of each other's hands, yelling, shouting. I do not consider that a festive holiday spirit to go out shopping in. That's why I try to avoid Black Friday shopping any opportunity I get, at least out in the big box stores or in any of the stores. A lot of my shopping today, what little shopping I have to do, I will do online. This year, we're hearing that some businesses are going back to the old days and being closed on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. I salute those stores for being courageous enough to put profits aside and allowing their customers and allowing their employees especially to be with family and friends on Thanksgiving. I think that's the way it should be. I think people need to take a chill pill and settle down a little bit. There's always going to be good deals. You can find them online just as easy as you can in the stores. Now, I understand why some people want to be out and about and go shopping. It's a festive thing. It's an annual tradition to some folks. But for the most part, I'm finding campers to be wonderful people to be around. We're good folks, aren't we? When we go into the stores to go shopping for camping equipment, do you hear about shoving and pushing and yelling and things like that? You don't, all right? So, if you're a camper and you've got campers in your life that you're going to be buying for, and you're strictly focused on the camping profession, especially if those youngsters growing up want to be good campers just like yourself. I know you can put a good list together and buy some things I know they'll appreciate. And we're going to be talking about some of them on today's show. Now, I like going to stores like Bass Pro, Cabela's, Academy Sports. We had Gander Mountain here for the longest time, and, I loved that store. I really hated that they went bankrupt because the one we had here in Snellville, it was just a wonderful place to shop. I was there for their grand opening, and, I shopped the store a few times. I got some great deals. In fact, that's where I picked up 2 brand new butane camp stoves, and I've been using them ever since. But some of these stores like Bass Pro and Cabela's, for example, they really have an atmosphere you enjoy shopping in. And I like being around people who go camping. On many occasions when I go in those stores, I'm always meeting somebody who is enjoying the same activities that I enjoy on a regular basis. Some of the stores are going to be open on Thanksgiving, and I prefer not to be a shopper at their store. I believe in spending time with family and taking it easy and being thankful for what you have this year. I remember as a young child, we had a big family. I had grandparents, I had aunts and uncles would all come over to the house. Mom and Dad had a great Thanksgiving dinner. We had a very big, long table. Everybody was around there, and we had a great time. And one of the things about Thanksgiving, you got to be thankful because you just never know when next year rolls around if one of those family members are no longer going to be there. And it's going to happen. It's a sad thing to admit, but, that's what Thanksgiving's about, being thankful for what you have and being thankful for the loved ones in your life. When I go shopping in the big box stores, say like Bass Pro, Cabela's, or Academy Sports, or any store for that matter that sells sporting goods, I could spend hours there walking the aisles, just looking at gear, meeting great people just like yourselves. You don't see any shoving. You don't see any pushing. You don't see any punching because, again, campers are great people. There's a lot of benefits with shopping the stores. First of all, especially on Black Friday, you're going to find some great bargains. And even if you're not there on Black Friday, say maybe you go out on Saturday, or maybe even a week later, you're still going to find some good bargains because businesses are very, very competitive. They want your business. They want you to come into their store. So they're always going to have some great shopping experiences for you. They're going to have some great ads, both in the Sunday newspaper. You're going to find them on television. You're going to see them advertised. And it's a great festive atmosphere to go shopping in. It's a great way to meet fellow campers. It allows you to visualize and get the feel of the product before you buy it. You get to look at it. You get to hold it and think, well, will my kid like this? Will my spouse enjoy this? Think about it, look at the price, and if you want to go ahead and take it home, you can go ahead and do that right there that very same day. Now, here's the downside about going shopping on Black Friday or shopping any of the brick and mortar stores. First of all, you've got traffic congestion. You got to get an early start. Once you arrive at the store, keep in mind there's a lot of folks like yourself who are out there with the same idea of getting an early start and finding a good parking spot. Don't try to juggle for the best possible spot at the front of the store because you're going to probably spend an hour doing that. You're going to find the stores are crowded. You're going to have shoulder-to-shoulder shoppers. Items that you may be looking for that you found advertised may sell out quickly. You're going to have long lines at the checkout. And if you have a number of stores that you want to go shopping at that very same day, I doubt very much you're going to get all of them in at the same time. When shopping in the big box stores, stay focused on shopping. Watch out for the marketing individuals who are going to try to sell you something. I have been down this road, my friends, and it's a nightmare. I don't understand why these businesses allow these people in the store. You walk in the store focused, you plan on going shopping, everything is going to be working wonderfully for you that day, and all of a sudden you have somebody running around with a clipboard asking you questions, offering you free vacation offers. All you have to do is simply sign up. Here's one thing that they're going to ask of you. Are you the key decision maker in your household? And secondly, be aware of this. Are you the holder of a major credit card? Those are two big warning signs right there I want you to be aware of when you go shopping. If you are approached by anybody in the store, a marketing individual, they're going to offer you a free vacation. In some cases, what they'll say, well, we're going to put your name in a hat, and if we pull your name out, you're going to get a 3-day, 2-night vacation. All you have to do is attend a 45-minute seminar. And what they're not telling you is these are high-pressure sales seminars. In many cases, they're selling timeshares. Most likely, you can still get your free vacation if you can avoid the pressure to buy. The minute they have your phone number, when you fill out one of these little pieces of paper, you may not look at the fine print on the back end of it, but what you're doing is you're giving them permission to call you. And they will call you, and they will call you, and they will keep calling you until you put your foot down and say, hey, enough is enough. No, I don't want this free vacation offer. No, I am not going to attend a seminar. I don't want anything like that. Leave me alone. Always read the fine print on the back of anything before you sign it. Remember, folks, nothing is free. Nothing. Avoid giving out your phone number at the checkout line. I don't think they're doing this much anymore. But I remember for the longest time, some of these stores, when you walk in here and you go up to the checkout line, the first thing you're going to ask you, what's your phone number? And I never give my phone number out. I always tell them, hey, I'm enlisted. No, I'm not giving my phone number out to anybody. Today, for the most part, they're asking you for your zip code. I guess that's okay. I do it all the time. But if you happen to get into a store, especially some of these big box stores, and they ask you for your phone number at the checkout line, just kindly say, no, I'm not giving out my phone number, or I'm enlisted. And that's just telling them you don't want to be bothered, and they'll leave you alone. Okay? But marketing is also big in a lot of these stores, and you've got to be very careful about that. Online shopping. Many shoppers are turning to the internet these days for very good deals. And I do shopping online for nearly all of my camping supplies these days. This time of year, many businesses are offering free shipping. The only difference between shopping online and shopping in the brick and mortar stores is you're not going to have your item the very same day. But you can find some tremendous deals if you take the time and go online and do some shopping, and you'll have a lot of fun doing it. The transactions are encrypted for your protection, and companies these days are using highly sophisticated software to protect their customers. I've been doing online shopping for many, many years, and never once have I had a problem. But to protect yourself and to make sure you're protected, anytime that you make a credit card transaction online, always look in the address bar at the very top of the page and look for these 5 letters to start off with. HTTPS. That stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. What that means is you're entering your credit card information over a secure, encrypted network. So nobody else can reach in there and grab your credit card number and go out there and have a shopping day on their own. I always shop online, and I have a great time doing it. Now, here's something else. You want to make sure that somebody is home, especially this time of year, if you're having gifts delivered by UPS, the Postal Service, FedEx, or whoever. Most of these stores will give you an idea, and sometimes right down to the day that your gifts will be arriving. They will be able to tell you what day you can expect them to arrive at your door. It's so important that somebody be at home and expect that delivery. Watch for the delivery driver, and when they come knocking on your door, kindly answer, get them to hand you your gifts, bring them inside, and close the door and lock it. This is especially a vulnerable time, and thieves are at work. How many times have you seen by some of these closed-circuit security cameras that are outside of homes capturing somebody just walking off the street, entering somebody's porch, grabbing an item that was left there by the delivery person and running off with it? It happens all the time. This is one of the things that we need to be careful of. Thieves are at work, and they're going to be out there doing what they can to make your Christmas experience a really miserable one. When you're shopping online, always do some price comparison shopping. You'll find good deals if you take the time Don't get yourself in a hurry just because you see something online and say, wow, that's a great deal. Let me buy this right now. You may find a better deal elsewhere. Case in point, I've been raving about this brand new propane griddle that I bought. I can't wait to get this out in the field and start cooking up some good breakfast meals and all kinds of things. I found it online for $115. But before I went ahead and bought it, I decided to look around a little bit. This particular model I could have bought for $3 cheaper somewhere else. So why did I spend the extra $3? Well, here's the catch. If I would have saved the $3, I would have had to pay $27 in shipping costs to get it to my front door. When I bought it for $115, I had free shipping. Do you see why it's important to do comparison shopping? Again, most likely this time of year, you're going to have a lot of businesses offering free shipping. Watch for that when you're doing your online shopping. And if you get on your computer, you can have just as much fun right there at your computer, in your living room, in your den, in your bedroom, wherever the case may be. Most computers already have speakers attached to them. Why not pump some Christmas music in there, kind of in the background, a little soft, and just do your online shopping that way? But write down some of the gift ideas that you may have for both in the stocking and under the tree. Let's take a look at some of the stocking stuffers that you may want to consider for the loved one in your life. Now, forget about the pencils, erasers, and school supplies. Kids are onto you, all right? They know when they open up that stocking and reach inside and start pulling out these school supplies, they can pretty much expect it year after year. So let's do something a little bit different. There are some small gift ideas right here that I'm going to mention to you that you may want to consider as stocking stuffers. How about a small LED flashlight or a mini mag light? You can buy these at your local hardware store. A lot of times they're right there on the shelf at the checkout line. And if you have multiple campers in your household, you can buy a package of these LED flashlights, maybe 4 or 5 in a pack, and buy them all at one time. And this way, divide them up and put one in each stocking. Just be sure to include the batteries with them. Consider a pocket compass. And if you have a youngster that you're going to give a pocket compass to, folks, why don't you take some time to teach them how to use it? Consider maybe disposable hand warmers. I have about 24 of those in my camping supply box because as a fall and wintertime camper, if I'm going to get out there, in some cases I may not have my gloves on and I may want to keep my hands warm. These things are disposable. You open them up and you shake them up a little bit and maybe punch them and some chemicals mix on the inside there, and they will keep your hands warm for maybe up to 6 hours. I haven't used them in a while, but you can get them on the shelves there at your local hardware store, maybe even Walmart, or you can find some of these online as well. Now, I know this one here is going to sound a little bit tacky, but why not consider something a little bit different? Why not toss in a package of Slim Jims or maybe even a can of Vienna sausages? I love those things. I usually buy about 24 when I go camping, and I keep them on hand because they're great snacks. Put some of those in the stockings this year. Maybe even a pocket raincoat. Consider a bottle opener or a can opener. Use your imagination. Start writing some of these ideas down. And if you have a copy of the Sunday ad in a paper, start looking through some of those things. There are some little neat things that they may have no real meaning to it right now, but your loved one, when they reach in that stocking and pull it out, will just be fascinated by it. There's a lot of great camping stocking stuffers out there, hundreds and hundreds of them. I just mentioned a few. Consider what you're going to put in your loved one's stockings on the mantle this year. All right, let's move on to gifts under the tree. Here are some of the bigger items. Let's say you have a youngster that is camping for the very first time. Now, most likely, they are going to be in the tent with mom and dad for maybe 2 or 3 camping trips. But why not go ahead and get them a small tent that they could set up in their bedroom? A lot of kids are doing that these days, and sometimes they're having sleepovers. Get them a little tent that they can set up, and it's not going to break the bank, and they'll love it. It's a great gift idea that you can put under the tree, and it's a great way to introduce your loved one to camping. If they don't have a sleeping bag, why not go buy them one? You can get them at your local Walmart store, or you can buy them online. Just watch for those free shipping offers. And if you're going to be a spring and summertime camper, you don't have to worry about buying one of these big Arctic sleeping bags. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars. You can get a great sleeping bag for around $20. Get a roll-out mat, too, and you can easily wrap this up. You can gift wrap it, too, and they'll put two and two together, and they'll understand what it's used for. But anytime that you're going to be bedding down on the forest floor, you definitely want to have something between you and the ground, and these roll-out mats are great starters. Get them their own camping chair. If you have a youngster, those camping chairs are made in many different sizes. Think about one that's going to fit their very need and let them use it for a couple years, because they're definitely going to outgrow it and get something bigger later on down the line. So camping chairs also make great gift ideas. Perhaps a knapsack. When you're out camping, when you're out hiking, you're going to carry a knapsack with you. You're going to have some goodies in there. You're going to have your soft drinks. You're going to have your snacks. You're going to have a lot of things that you're going to be wanting to put in there. So a knapsack is a great gift idea for your youngster when you're ready to go camping. Walkie-talkies. I used to love walkie-talkies when I was a kid. Anytime my friends come over to the house, I was having a blast with them. And they're great to use when you're out in the field. They're great to use when you're camping. If you're going to buy walkie-talkies, again, make sure you buy the batteries to go right along with them, because when they open them up, they may want to start using them right away. How about a thermos? You can buy one of those very cheap too, and they make a great gift idea. There's a lot of things that you can put under the tree, and again, these are just a couple things that I'm mentioning here. If you want to go ahead and consider them for shopping this year, or you just want to wait when that big ad comes out in the paper on Thursday, go ahead and start browsing through those. Whether you go shopping in the stores or you shop online, always look for the best deals around. Take your time. Don't jump at the very first offer you see. And if you're going to be doing online shopping, remember there's a cutoff date lingering out there if you're buying your items online. Even some of the big box stores that you can go shopping in, they do have online sales. Or if you're shopping like on Amazon or eBay, be mindful of those cutoff dates, because if you buy something after that date, you may find your item being delivered sometime after Christmas. Always purchase your items as early as possible for guaranteed delivery by Christmas. It's time now for our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show. And I have found a year-round campground in the state of Tennessee, part of the Great Smoky Mountain National Park run by the National Park Service. It's Cades Cove Campground. Over 2 million visitors annually come to enjoy the scenic beauty of Cades Cove and its many historic structures. Popular activities here include hiking, biking, touring the 11-mile Cades Cove Loop Road, and observing wildlife. Cades Cove is a broad, verdant valley surrounded by mountains and is one of the most popular destinations in the Great Smokies. It offers some of the best opportunities for wildlife viewing in the park. The Great Smoky Mountains are a hiker's paradise, and visitors to Cades Cove Campground love the 5-mile round-trip hike to Abram Falls. Cades Cove combines the feel of primitive camping with the modern conveniences of flush toilets and drinking water. A camp store provides visitors with the basic necessities as well as bike rentals. Check out their long list of activities and amenities right there on their website. I'll have a link to it all week long on happycamperradio.com. Also, check out the very long list of know before you go items. Remember, folks, this is bear habitat. All food and items used to store or prepare food, including coolers, must be stored in the trunk or cab of your vehicle at all times when not in use. If you're looking for a year-round campground and you're going to be in the state of Tennessee and you just want to be out there in the wilderness and you want to be around wildlife and having a wonderful time with campers just like yourself, consider Cades Cove Campground in Tennessee. It is our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Skip Huber on happycamperradio.com.
And if you have a campground that you would like for us to feature on the show, get in touch with me, Skip, S-K-I-P, at happycamperradio.com. Be sure to include a link to the campground website. Well, folks, Thanksgiving is around the corner, and a lot of folks are going to be out on the road, some by air, some by ground. Whenever you happen to go out, just make sure you allow yourself adequate time to get to your destination. Remember, friends, every pet deserves a loving home. I want you to do exactly like I did. Visit your local shelter and adopt a pet today. You can find us online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Camp Talker, add us to Circles on Google+, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Happy Camper Radio Show is a presentation of Skip Huber Productions. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. And no question about it, my friends, I'm going to do my best to make a happy camper out of you. Have a good one, everybody. Talk to you again soon. This is Happy Camper Radio.